Hi. So by some twist of fate, I'm actually the one introducing this, which is um, surprising. But welcome to the live stream for the launch of Record Store. I'm Eve Taft. I'm super excited to be here. I'm actually Skyping in from Ireland, so it is just exactly midnight where I am right now in County Limerick. Um, so I'm obviously really excited to be here, and I'm really excited about Record Store and about everything. I've got some poems, and oh dear. So someone's telling me that the screen's frozen. I'm not seeing it on my end. Let me see. Is this any better? Can you hear me, actually? I think is the more important part. And how ridiculous of a screen did it freeze on? All right, okay. Well, it's less about my face and more about the poems. So anyway, the first one I'm going to read for you is not published yet. It's a bit of I'd say an uncut gem, and it is called When Life Gives You Lemons. Originally, when life gave me lemons, I ate them, rind and all. And then someone said, "You're supposed to make lemonade." But while my back was turned, life put arsenic in the pitcher. And after I somehow survived that, life started winging lemons at me again. So I got pretty good at ducking. But this led life to attach heat-seeking guide missiles to the fucking lemons, at which point I let them bounce off of my head and smoked a joint and went to sleep and woke up covered in 1,344 lemons, which I attempted to sell and no one bought because it turns out life has saturated the market. So I tunneled around, hiding from life and the lemons, only to find a cave stuffed full of what else? Millions and millions of lemons. So I bought a handgun and used the lemons hurtling at me as target practice, but that only pissed them off and I ran out of bullets, but life didn't run out of lemons. So I locked myself in a lemon-proof box, but then my phone died in there and lemons started spontaneously propagating around my feet. And at some point I stood in the middle of the street and shouted, "Where are you even getting all these goddamn lemons?" To which life answered by dropping a few on my head. And anyway, the next lemons that appeared I planted in my backyard to make a lemon grove, which smells nice and provides some shelter from the lemon monsoons that still happen every Tuesday or so, and really was all I could do. All right, I don't know if I'm still frozen or not, but I'm hoping that you can hear me. This next one is a sestina. It's the only kind of form poetry that I am any good at, thanks to the wonderful Doug Green in Augsburg. And this was originally published in a one called Snapdragon, a journal of art and healing. It was published in their endings issue a few years back. And the background of it was that I was studying Latin at the time. I was taking this exchange class at St. Thomas. So I was in this class with all of these seminary students. I think I was one of the maybe two girls in the class. Everyone else was priests in training. And so I was studying Latin, and I was at the time very fixated on emotions and feelings and those kinds of processes being very bloodless. And so I wanted to take that and put it into some sort of poetic form, but I wanted a very strict form. And so I came up with making it a sestina. So the title is medica, which is the Latin word for doctor. You typically hear medicus, but medica is the feminine conjugation. I deal with breakups like I'm doing surgery, sterilize, anesthetize, operate, suture, abbrevio, abbrevias, abbreviamus. I conjugate. Shut my eyes, grit my teeth, do no harm. Scarring minimal, good prognosis, I am expert. No room for error where scalpels are involved. I have been told there are complications involved. No, in my professional opinion, a routine surgery. And I, after years of amputations, am an expert. I hide lifeblood and guts with a suture. I do not leave scars. I do no harm. What are the words for what I do? What can I conjugate? You learn by repetition to conjugate. Complexities of grammar. No hesitation involved. Nowhere in lists of verbs did I ever come to harm. Nor are there words for the scars from my own surgery. They are from someone not so neat as I. A messy suture. An amateur. A butcherer. No expert. You sacrifice something to be expert. The time you take to conjugate, the care you take to suture. The antiseptic to kill bacteria involved. The mercy inherent to performing surgery. The stomach tightening risk of harm. You have done no harm. Pay attention to my inflection. Be expert. Consider whether I will need surgery. Listen to the words I conjugate. Think of the intricacies involved. This is not a wound. Lie is another word for suture. Bandages protect the suture, bound up safe from harm. No nastiness involved. No doubt that I am expert. Healed in the time it takes to conjugate. The Latin verb for performing surgery. A successful surgery, a neat and tidy suture, a perfect conjugation, and an autopsy would only do harm. I am an expert. I have no words for the feelings involved. So this next one is about the Icarus story, which is a story that I've always absolutely loved. And there is a wonderful quote by Randall Munroe. I've never seen the Icarus story as a lesson about the limitations of humans. I see it as a lesson about the limitations of wax as an adhesive. And this poem, I think, kind of is in the spirit of that. It was originally published in Murphy Square, which is the lit journal at Augsburg, which was where I did my undergrad. And then it was published later on in a journal called Harbinger Asylum. And I'd say it's really about the fact that there are many people who would rather see you fail than succeed. So it's called The Wingmaker. And I, Icarus, should have known better. They told me so, marveling at my broken wings. What I did not say is that I knew wax melts. Have you never stood on a cliff and wanted to jump? I sit in my workshop and sew new feathers. My skin still burned, my bruises still fresh. I make do with a bicycle while constructing the wings that last 100 extra feet before disintegrating. I say I do it for something to do. I say I do it to make my father proud. I say I do it to prove myself, almost true. I do it to laugh and watch the world rush away. I experiment with parachute technology. My grass-stained knees ache less every time, and one day I complete a 3-minute flight before tumbling to the ground in ecstasy. The papers like my broken wings more than my almost flying. But I no longer have time to read headlines. I, Icarus, sewing new wings and reading Da Vinci's theories. At least I never turned back from a cliff that begged me to jump. This one is one I'm still wrestling with. I've had a lot of people go over it. I've gone over it a lot myself. I don't know if it's quite right yet. There's sort of an Easter egg in it. I was inspired by the song Mrs. Robinson by Simon and Garfunkel, but it's not very obvious. There's just a repeated line, so see if you can find that. But this poem is about choosing to stay, whatever that might mean, and it's called Transmission. My soul and my bones lift me up and take me home. Lonely eyes, who touched you with fire? And why did you grasp the burning branches? Why torch your record with your own blistered hands? I was given a proverb. It will put some iron in you. Lonely eyes, you have mistaken wildfire for love, open wounds for honor. Be that as it may, what's burnt is burnt. who would build a house in blackened ruins, who would not cross to the other side of the road. Lonely eyes, what is shattered can rend without much trouble. The real trick is to rebuild. Yet let your crumbling walls stand. If those who invade a burial ground are injured, it is their own blame, for salvage has never been a coward's operation. Is it not simpler to let the too late rain erase the embers, ashes feed the earth, and mine will be my tithe, my memoriam? Lonely eyes, consider the river rock. Such sea change exhausts the soul, and does not a collapsing star see a glorious end? Lonely eyes, who can say, but look, first light. Sunrises are necromancy after all, and they touch wreckage just the same. Perhaps it is as well to watch the daybreak, if you have nothing left to do. So this next one is one that hasn't really undergone much editing. I wrote it very much from rock bottom. And since then, I've found that the way out of rock bottom is a very, very gentle incline. So gentle you almost don't really realize you're going up for a while. And that's the path I've been walking ever since I wrote this poem. But at the time of writing, it was that winter in the 2018 to 2019 one with the polar vortex. And all of you in Minneapolis remember how cold it was. And that's when I wrote this, which is called A Layman's Guide to Going Absolutely Off the Wall Bat Fucking Sane. I lose my shit in the cornfields, because no matter where you live in Minnesota, you're never that far from fucking cornfields. Back in New York, I lived not half a mile from a cornfield. But like the Lutherans, corn felt less omnipresent there. It existed, but it didn't close in on you, like in the Midwest. Anyway, it's in Minneapolis that I lose my shit, some approximate distance from the nearest cornfield, but miles off from the nearest direct statement. Going crazy is something I'm realizing I'm at perfect liberty to do, which isn't comforting. This clause is not listed in the Miranda rights, but it turns out you can legally go absolutely batfuck and lose your shit at any time you want. There is no instruction manual, however, for regaining your shit. No step-by-step for finding it via echolocation and putting it into a cat carrier so that it cannot escape. I decide that if I remain still, perhaps the marbles that I've lost will feel less threatened and sneak up behind me, in which case I can pounce, and after which I will retain a firm grip on my sanity. Hopefully I won't rip any more Bibles to shreds with my bare hands while I'm sobbing. Barat asked, when I told him that story, if I had recycled the Bible, and as it happened, I had not, because it was mixed in with the shards of the cute ceramic knickknacks I'd also taken a hammer to, and that would have gotten the whole bin sent to the landfill. Anyway, that was the only part he objected to, but of course Barat's family is Hindu, and he has no skins in this game to get offended over. A few months later, the thrift store I bought all of the crap from went under, which I guess means maybe I should have bought more cute little shit-eating, grinning cherubs. Anyway, after that, instead of smashing anything else, I drove to Chaska's on weekends, smoked weed, and slept on couches, and figured, what the hell? This is how Ginsberg did it. Okay, so this next one is another Icarus poem. This one was written after The Wingmaker. I would say maybe 3 or 4 years after The Wingmaker. And it is called Outcasts Midair. My name is Icarus, daughter of Daedalus, the maze maker, and ever so briefly, pilot. 38 meters per second, not allowing for air resistance. Only a few moments left. Well, I've got you here, let me tell you, my few wing beats have held more life than all my years wandering dusty passages. I will use half a mile of my time to say there is none of it that I regret. I met Lucifer. Did I mention? She'd tripped, more likely was pushed, and laughed for the first time on her way down. Talk to Prometheus, I said, who was also damned for generosity, which is many things, but not divine. The ground insists now. I'll tell you what I've learned. It is a short fall from the sun, even if it takes the rest of your life. So this next one is called Pandora. It was published in a wonderful journal that I think you should all check out. It's an online journal called Visitant, and they have a really beautiful way of combining art that they publish with poetry and fiction and other words that they publish. So it's a really, really beautiful journal. I highly recommend it. And quite simply, this poem is about a girl that I really should not have slept with and a girl that I absolutely went on to sleep with. It is called Pandora. Your fingers ghosting across my shoulders push me off balance ever so lightly into your deep eyes, falling through a dusky red room dripping candelabras, my fingers passing through the flames as I bet my skin against the warmth. I know my right from my wrong, but when you study my skin like an astronomer, find art and myths in my galaxy wrists, I wonder where I could buy indulgences and remember you are right in front of me. So this is a new one, quite new, actually, I think about a week old. So I'm absolutely not sure if it's any good yet. So it's so new it doesn't have a title, but it will be my last poem. It'll be my last offering. So yes, it's untitled. Much of the starlight that traces our constellations was sent by suns already gone supernova, collapsed and died. Still wished upon and storied, the starlight knows no better than to journey on. Or perhaps does and shines the brighter before it makes a new home in the longing eyes it reaches. Like starlight, I follow you, though you have long ceased, your light stretching forward into forever, and me left to follow. Yeah, so that's my set, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I think it's quite incredible that this can happen in the middle of a global pandemic with one of us in another country. So I'm quite grateful to be here. I may end up leaving early. No rudeness is intended, but it is quite late where I am. If you liked any of those words, you can find me on Facebook at Eve Taft and at evetaft.wordpress.com. I've got a listing on poets and writers as well. It's under, you guessed it, Eve Taft. And yeah, I absolutely miss Minneapolis, and it was good to be there, at least virtually, for a minute or so. And I will give it over to, I believe, Kara is next.
All right, hi everybody. Can y'all confirm in the chat that you can hear me? All right, thanks, Eve. Eve, it was a wonderful set. Yeah, I loved it all a lot. My name is Tyler. I play under the moniker and attempt at being honest. I'm gonna play some songs and tell a couple stories as well. Well, I was 22 years old when I finally lost control. And my heart's been running circles around this place I call my home. I walk a tightrope between fear and regret. But the thing that troubles me the most is the balance I never had a hold on to. And so they say that I'm the lucky one, 'cause I've never been hurt before. But I've seen the blood and the battle scars from the men who fight the wars. I find it oh so divine how men just lose their minds. But the courage they've been wielding is the kind that I could never seem to hold on to. And so they say it's a lie we tell ourselves to sleep at night. And I'll still go for a ride if you'd ask me to. I know it feels like it's time to finally make a move. 'Cause I can't hold on to you. And I know it's all been said before, but I thought you were the one. 'Cause you've seen the blood and the battle scars. But now that this is done, I'll try to keep it cordial, but let's both be honest here. You were never close to happy, and always full of fear that I still hold on to. So I was 22. I had just broken up with my girlfriend of several years. The girl that for as long as I can remember I thought I was going to marry. I'd quit my job, moved back to my hometown to deal with the fallout of a brain injury. I thought the quiet of a small town would help the healing of my mind and my soul. It wasn't until I got home that I realized the town I left was no longer there, and it was a new kind of lonely. I feel my body breaking down. I've seen the lights and I've heard the sounds. The static chases me in and out of these small Midwestern towns. It seems I've lost a part of me. These songs I sing are not like they used to be. These years have clouded my memories of these small Midwestern towns. It seems I'll never get back to you. My best attempts fail just like they always do. This place has changed and I'm so confused in these small Midwestern towns. In these small Midwestern towns. But the road we're driving on, it seems longer than before. When I was young, I didn't feel so insecure. But I know that what I need is for this music to give me some safety, to get me there safely. I feel my body breaking down. I've seen the lights and I've heard the sounds. These ghosts are chasing me in and out of these small Midwestern towns. Of these small Midwestern towns. During those few years at home, I struggled to find myself. My brain was healing slowly, but I couldn't help but feel unhappy. I was watching my parents' marriage struggle and go towards the brink. I was watching my little brother begin this endless cycle of drug abuse. When I was younger, I would look to the Lord for support. You see, I was a part of a big Catholic family. My uncle was a priest. We went to all the midnight masses. We did Stations of the Cross, ash on the forehead, the whole thing. As I went through this phase of finding myself, I realized that deep down, none of it ever sat right with me. This myth that there was someone up there looking out for me was just shattered. After the initial shock, there was comfort in that. When my mom got sick a few years later, and we knew it was ultimately going to be fatal, I struggled with it again. I felt deep down there was nothing waiting for her. But for her sake, I hoped I was wrong. It was the summer of my 22nd year. I packed all my belongings and said, I'm getting out of here. And I drove into the fire as fast as I could fall. I went looking for a truth that wasn't written down at all. And you said, son, you're gonna burn. I said, it's fine, 'cause I got time for these lessons left to learn. And where I go when I die is not the meaning of this life. So now I'm playing games with these better devils. You told me you stay here any longer, you'll be gone forever, gone forever. But you can't fix what isn't broke, and it's not real just because you spoke it after they wrote it down so long ago. Down so long ago. And you should know I tried to find you there when Mom was sick. I went looking for some hope, but there was little left of it. And you beat me up and broke me down just to prove that you still could. Didn't seem some kind of holy to steal anyone that's good. And you said, son, she's gonna live on for eternity with the good Lord and your family. And now I crave the warmth inside to know that it's for certain where you go when you will die. So now I'm making deals with these better devils. You've told me you stay here any longer, you'll be gone forever, gone forever. But you can't fix what isn't broke, and it's not real just because you spoke it after I wrote it down so long ago. Down so long ago. Where I go when I die is not the meaning of this life. And I'll scream and I'll lie, awake and crave the warmth inside, as if it mattered that I tried. You only got one life to live before you die. So now I'm playing games with these better devils. You told me you stay here any longer, you'll be gone forever, gone forever. I'm playing games with these better devils. You told me you stay here any longer, you'll be gone forever, gone forever. But you can't fix what isn't broke, and it's not real just because you spoke it after they wrote it down so long ago. Losing my mom was hard for all of us. My little brother, it seemed, at least on the surface, to handle it better than the rest of us. At this point, he had spent most of his life in rehab, hospitals, various drug houses around town. Something changed in him once she was gone. For the most part, I think seeing her not in pain helped him get clean. He was really doing well. For the first time I saw him, really saw him. He was in a sober house. He was looking for a job, and he seemed to figure it out. Almost 6 months to the day after my mom passed, they found him locked in a room, face down with a needle in his arm. And at that point, any illusion of safety was gone. And the ice is getting thin, and the water's too cold to swim. I've seen your tracks in the snow, and I know where they lead. I'm screaming, come back to me. But the needle broke the skin. I pull the plunger out and push it right back in. And I've been doing okay with this. You were the first sign of springtime. You let me know the snow's gone and lilacs flowering. And I wish that I could save you, make you the center of the world, instead of flowers drowning in the rain. I thought I saw you yesterday, outside of my work on 7th Street. Your towering frame, so gentle and safe, I could have swore you came back to me. But the bus you boarded's gone, and for a moment it was nice to just hold on to the memory of you playing ball in the backyard with the glove we all used. You were the first sign of springtime. You let me know the snow is gone and flowers flowering. And I wish that I could save you, make you the center of the world, instead of flowers drowning in the rain. So I'm digging up your bones now, taking them to the mountains just north of Big Sky. 'Cause I know that's where you'd go to disappear into the woods, and no one would ever ask why. You were the first sign of springtime. You let me know the snow is gone and lilacs flowering, and I wish that I could save you, make you the center of the world instead of flowers drowning in the rain. I spent a lot of time in the years that followed, the weeks, months, years, trying to understand what he did. I hated him for what he put me through, what he put my mom through. I hated that he gave us hope and then ripped it away so violently. 2 years later on his birthday, I wrote that song. The weather was warm, the lilacs were in bloom, as they had been so often on his birthday. I got to remember happy memories, running around the neighborhood, playing ball in the yard. I remembered that we loved him, and more importantly, he loved us. I thought that maybe, in a way, he wanted to spare us the pain of another cycle of getting sober and feeling to addiction, spare us the disappointment. Maybe in his own way, shooting up was his final act of love that he had in him. And please, don't come back to me. Despite my best attempts at showing honesty. And please, go change the locks on the door, 'cause I'm not ready to ignore the man that I am. So sing me a song and I'll try and sing along. Just these days I feel almost all gone. Don't try and rescue me from this state that I've been living in. Oh my God, don't come back to me. And please, go kiss the children for me, and tell them Daddy loves them, despite how it seems. And please, don't take the bottle from me, 'cause sometimes I need this bitter to enjoy the sweet. So sing me a song and I'll try and sing along. It's just these days I feel almost all gone. living in. Oh my God, don't come back to me. And I swear I'll get better someday. And you're there and I'm late. But this time I'll try and keep my feet out of the sand. 'Cause this current's been pulling me in. Slow it down, stop, it's been pulling me in. Slow it down, stop, it's been pulling me in. Slow it down, stop, let's begin. The grief of it all was crippling. Despite my best efforts, I couldn't remember any of the happy memories. One day when I was working in my garden, I saw a little yellow finch perched on one of my plants. Growing up, we had a bird feeder right outside the window of our kitchen. My mom used to love watching the birds, and she loved these yellow finches most of all. Anytime she would see one, she would call us over to the window to watch. She'd whisper, she'd say, "Don't scare the birds." That was the first good memory I got back. And that was the start of healing for me. Thank you. This is going to be my last song. You can find me on Facebook right now. I'm working on a record. All these songs are on it so far. But thank you, Eve. Thank you, Lucas. And up next is Kara. You woke me up with a song in the morning. I know it's hard to think it'd be the last time I would hear you sing. It's how it goes when you're young. All the big things are insignificant, and the small things, they blind you from the truth that you leave. And I know I can't follow you. Call me up on the phone with a warning. You said the doctors think it's serious, but I promise I'll be okay. You did your best to contain all the fear, although it was rising fast. You weren't sure there's a meaning to be had. And I know when you leave, there's no saving me. But I thought that I could try. I thought that it would make you proud of me. Try to grab onto these moments before you lose yourself entirely to this. This is the last song I think I'll ever sing. And I'm scared to fucking death. of the end that's finally coming. Your body's frail and beautiful. You said you saw the angels circling the room, but I just want them to leave. Just one more chance to hold your hand and tell you I love you. And I know you'll always be that little yellow finch that lives outside my window. The colors are so brilliant, but they're fading fast. So please remember them when you're gone, when I'm gone, when you're gone. Thank you very much. Again, thank you, Lucas, for putting this show together. A brief little bit about Lucas. The single he released earlier this week and that he's promoting tonight was the first time I heard him play, and it was true that I was out of my league with his creativity. He's a great writer and a great singer, and hope you enjoy. Thanks.
Oh, hi. Thanks so much, Tyler. That was amazing. Eve, that was beautiful and soul-churning. And Lucas, thanks for putting this all on. I'm excited to hear the other folks as well. I'm Cara Calagera, FKA Cara Morel in my past life. I'm a poet. I didn't even know it. I just started reading poems and writings out loud last year before the apocalypse, and turns out people liked it, so thank you for having me here. I'm super stoked. I wrote a book. It's called Karma Vet. It got published by a very cool publishing company out in La Crosse, Wisconsin, the Quail Press. I'm going to read some poems from the book, and then I'm going to jump on my phone like a good old millennial and read you some new stuff in my notes section. So thank you for being here. Here we go. This is the first poem in the book, page 1. It's called Lo Me. It's a little bit depressing. It's always me. It's always me. At the end of the day when I lay my head down, it's me. It's me, alone, laying my corpse to rest in the ground. It's me. My soul, my heart, my breath, taken by anyone who notices, who wants to fucking hold any amount of eye contact, hands. It's me, I said, talking about the sex is sexy. It's me, and I think I must scare them, because I can show them sides of themselves they're afraid to see. A way of being that's not squares or circle. It's lava, it's alive, and it's hot, and it's fire, and it's real, and it will take you down. It's me, and being vulnerable is my beauty, but it is also my demise. And I don't know how many more of these days I can take until I just break. It's me. I'm close to that edge, and I've been on this cliff before. I'm tiptoeing down the nearby corridors in a nightie and bunny slippers, trying not to wake the beast. And I'm holding in my inhale, and they always just want to fuck when cum is sliding down your thigh and you're crying in the shower, holding yourself, because these hands are the only ones that will protect you and love you and care for you and fucking show up. And I can't read the signs, because I drew the fool, I painted the fool, I wrote the fool, I sang the fool. I am the fool. Thank you. I wrote that. I was having a very, very horrible day. I had about $30 in my bank account. I was subsiding. My meals were just like boxed wine and like cooking shows, or like, you know, a pizza that I would milk for like 2 weeks because I just had no money. And then my car got towed and I had to come up with like $200. Oops. And I ended up just having to like bum money from people, and then I had to sell some paintings to straight. It was just like a mess, but that's when I wrote that poem. Anyway. This poem is is called The Freak Show Anthem. It has actually been one that people have put on YouTube, I guess, so you can look at it there if you want. I was very excited when I saw that teens were sharing my poems on YouTube, because I don't know how to upload things on there, because I'm like a little bit dumb, so. Anyway, The Freak Show Anthem. Wine best enjoyed out of floral mugs, for stoop-dwelling misfits and latchkey serenaders, puzzling kleptos who somehow found a way with the weirdos and the broken-hearted, the lampshade hearts and the stuff of your nightmares that you secretly wish for in muffled moans at 3 a.m., reaching for 5 sips of flat pamplemousse La Croix, because you should always be well hydrated. And no one really knows you until one day you up and leave the door painting project because everything stopped making sense. And you ran to your car and cried into your tea because love is all you ever wanted. And your heart's looking rough these days from all that time spent on your sleeve. But it's all or nothing with you, and there can't be middle or maybe or okay. Love me or leave me, but you won't stay. Thanks. I met my partner, who is a beautiful, wonderful person named Matt. We just bought this gorgeous home together over on the east side of St. Paul. We met our love began on Tinder. And in my bio on Tinder, I described myself as tiny and terrible, which I stand behind. It's 100% true. And this poem is called Tiny and Terrible. Breathe, sweet little disaster. The world's not as bad as you make it out to be. Let go and know it's mainly in your head. Beauty abounds even in dumpster fires, and the new Third Reich wears red baseball caps, which is a more palatable look. Tiny and terrible, you don't see the world like the rest. In circles and triangles, squares, diamonds, roses, and rainbows. Is it black or white? No. Soft pastels. For my love, playing in the dark, drinking champagne out the bottle, just wanting to be held and reassured ad nauseum, still acting reckless and 14. Thank you. So before I met Matt, I had a really long history of like only going on first dates with people. I'm an acquired taste, if you don't like me, acquire some taste. No, just kidding, but maybe not. I was on this date, I was at Galactic Pizza, which is a great pizza joint on Lindale, and we were sitting outside, me and this guy, and this person who may have been unhoused approached us, and he was selling some drawings, and I didn't know he was selling them, and so he sat down, he got out all these art tools, and he started drawing this portrait of me. And at first I was like, oh yeah, that's looking good. And then as it evolved, it was like not looking so good. And then he, was like, okay, you can pay me now for this. And I didn't have any money. And I tried to trade him a crystal, like a jewel. And he didn't want that. But he gave it to me anyway. The portrait looked weird. This poem is called Rat Queen. It's about that instance. Insomuch as the fact that I think I am well-adjusted and open, I am, as you, just as fucked up as the street guy who has to draw my portrait. And I, being the manic creative with a throbbing heart on my sleeve for any sweet fool with a canvas, obliged to the asymmetrical, nearly insulting sketch of a child rat queen consortium of poor choices and schizophrenic daydreams. Gold spray paint nipple twist my arm and take me back. Do you ever stop and think that this is it? Really? I got one more from the book for you, and then I'll jump on my phone. Okay, we'll do May Day. I wrote this poem on May Day, which is like, if you're not in Minneapolis, it's this like super fun festival in the springtime that happens at Powderhorn Park. It's really, really fun. It's really cool. It's colorful. Hopefully we'll be able to do it, be there together sometime again. This poem's called Mayday. It's funny. I don't like wearing glasses, Could it be that when I saw name redacted and I waved and he stared blankly back at me, confirming the fallacy I've recently created that I am the ugliest I have been in years, second only to prepubescent 6th grade, which was an unsightly time. I really need to get over myself. It's funny, really. The night of my birthday, crying in the dark for 2 hours in the bathtub, thinking about offing myself right then and there. The lighting was good with the tea-light candles lining the tub. It was almost romantic. But here I am. Someone had to feed the cat. I thought about other name redacted today and how he likely doesn't think of me at all. Good for him, I think to myself. I hope he's happy. I think too much. Then there's sweet, another name redacted, the Aries muse of my daydreams. The grounded counter to the fairy dust sprinkled trash that I call life, but Mama's in the kitchen with Dinah, and it's been 8 years and you're still not okay. That girl's a psycho. Look at her, she's a clown. Maybe the drunk guy on the street last night was right. I wish I was a clown. I bet they make more money. Anyway, so those poems are all in my book, Karma Vet. You can buy it on my website, which is Cara Morel, my old last name, yoga.com, and then, or you can find it on my Facebook page, Cara Calagera Poetry, or on my Instagram, which is @karma.vet. Okay, I'm gonna wet my whistle. Cheers. Drink your water or drink your martinis. I like extra olive juice in mine because I'm gross. One time I was at this bar before all this, and in not Mankato, Winona, and it was like a super divey dive, like the one that's like covered in peanut shells, you know, like wow, like I love a bar like that. And I wanted a dirty martini like really badly, but like it felt really like pompous to order like a dirty martini at this super dive. So I just asked for like a glass of vodka with olive juice, and I shit you not, the lady took like the garnishment tray and just like tipped it upside down and poured this olive juice into this Dixie cup, and it was honestly one of the best martinis ever. Anyway. Ugh, God, what the fuck. I've been reading a lot of Jack Kerouac recently. He's amazing. I love that little Ginsberg shout out, even one of your poems. This is a poem all about the beat scene, inspired by Mr. Kerouac himself. It's just static on the radio, and everything is going to the beat, and everything is going to the beat, 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 beat. Bringing back the Knicks, medium-sized dick, six, slick energy, the effigy, all coming to pieces for me. Bringing back the collage with beatnik, blah, 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 la, 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 brouhaha, where everything is going to the beat. That's pretty neat and sweet. And you and me making love between the trees, house, antithesis. Too quiet as a mouth, where everything is going to the beat. Female, Jack Kerouac, behaving like I'm on crack, slipping down the sidewalk stacks. Where everything is going to the beat, and it's bongos, berets, beer, and cigarette pop, snap, clap, Camel Crush snacks. Come sit on my lap, where everything is going to the beat. Leopard print skirts, foam party, piss panties, doing drugs with bums, blue thongs, ripping bongs. Don't even know how to sing my stupid song, where everything is going to the beat. Where everything is going to the beat, everything is going to the beat. Nothing is going to the beat. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Dead, gone, done. I like that one. Okay. What do I want next? Diet Pepsi sips, front seat, spittin' seeds, crystal magic, jewel sparkle tragic, royal pain in the ass. On my robin's egg blue mariner, tarot card cherubs, water painted pink, our cute yellow house with all kinds of spider plants and palms and all varieties of containers, small and large. Sipping sweet teas in a sunshine porch with cat on lap, honey buttercream frosting cakes. Raspberry red lip gloss mouth talking trash. Front seat laughing, too tipsy off that Taco Bell Diet Pepsi. Thank you. In that same vein about going to shitty dive bars, I really do miss hanging out at shitty bars, and I miss performing live. So thank you for having me here. It's a treat to get to wear thigh-high boots in my living room and pretend like anyone cares to see. This is a poem about missing the simple pleasures from the before. I miss eating fries with shitty light beers at dive bars on some random back road on a Saturday afternoon, getting tipsy off of seltzers and Bloody Marys, meandering through the towns, cities, tributaries, destination finding us in between trying on stupid hats and roadside thrift shops where no one seems to be in charge, stopping to pee every 50 feet, letting the moments unfold. The good old days. I don't know about you, but I have been having like some major struggles with my mental health over the past year. Like, it's been pretty bad. But I got to such a bad point that it like pushed me to go to see a therapist, to like get on meds, and like I feel like I'm doing a lot better. But there were definitely some nights where I was just like kind of at my wit's end. Took a bottle of wine into the bathtub with my typewriter and just was like, you know, writing all kinds of depressing shit. So this is kind of about one of those rough nights. Nothing super grotesque or anything. You came to comfort me at the funeral party in the bathtub with the prayer candles, typewriter, Pinot Noir stained tits, lips. You sat, fed me noodles, held my hand, said everything would be okay, that you always love and like me even when the shit hits the fan and I make it difficult to utter something sweet. Love always lingers like glitter after a craft. You can't get rid of it no matter how hard you try. Thank you. I'm going to do a couple more. I'm going to do some short ones. Patchouli and I buy myself a dozen long stem roses when I'm sad, light some candles and try to forget the night, and you come later with 24 red roses, tripling the beauty and giving me back my sunset. When I'm not reading poems, writing poems, and not at my job where I press buttons and they give me money in exchange. I teach yoga, and when it was in real life, I offered a donation, and I still do it just on Zoom now, but people would leave like random items in the donation box. Like I had this one person who always paid me in like day-old baked goods because they worked at like a bakery, and I like baked goods, I really like bread, but they would leave me these nasty old bran muffins, and it's like everyone wants to eat a muffin, but it's like if you get a bran muffin, it's like brown, it's like the healthy version. I want my muffin to look like a cupcake. I want chocolate, I want sugary fruit, I want just straight up sugar. Anyway, this is a poem about day-old bread and bran muffins. So I go off on some tangents, sorry about it. Someone used to pay me with day-old biscuit and bread, bad bran muffin. We were 19 and drunk on summer Kharkov mixers, Taco Bell hot sauce, picnic on the front porch walkway. We'd sun all day, then fuck at night, and I'd cry as I whispered my secrets into your sunburnt ears. You promised me the night you went away that if we were still single at 30, we'd give it a go. I see you're engaged now to the knockoff Aldi version with the wank eye. I know we were down to the wire, so what other choice did you have? Congratulations! Here's that day-old loaf. I'm going to read like 2 or 3 more. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you like this. If you like what you're hearing, and I hope you do, I hope it's not making you cry too much, or maybe you have been throwing tomatoes at your screen. You can find me on Instagram at Karma, Karma.vet, the name of my book. I'm on Facebook at Kara Calagera or at Kara Calagera Poetry. Either of those work. I'm on Twitter, Kara Calagera, and then my website again is KaraMorelloYoga.com. But if you search Kara Calagera on Google, all of that shit will pop up. This poem is dedicated to Sylvia Plath, a beautiful being who tragically should have lived longer, but, you know, she really struggled, and I get it. Purple, orange, red, lemon, fool's gold leaf opulence, rainy day souffle, coffee stain, post-it note, love poem, quartz stone, granite chunk, the brouhaha, the effigy to the lowly living heathens. One who enjoys a bread and chocolate in the morning, the chambermaid in her nightgown all the livelong day, lewdly, loudly, saintly, modeled in diamonds and muddied clay, waking up to jarring lucidity another day. Thank you. Just gonna read like 2 more. Thanks so much for giving me your attention and time. Another bad date poem when I went to the Astor Cafe, which is a really cool place. I did a show there once with my friends Frederick the First, and that was a good time. I think I scared that wine bar. A lot of people were like on dates, and that show I did a song with him, and I was screaming as part of it, and I think it really freaked some people out. Anyway, the Astor is cool. Here's a poem about a bad date I had there. I sat barefoot with you at the Astor Cafe patio. It was very early spring, and I was cold, but faking it for posterity's sake. You're not really supposed to be barefoot at a restaurant, you told me. It goes against health code. I flipped the menu over to analyze the wine lists and find something cheap for 12 p.m. Tuesday. Even the house wine was $7, an abomination. You informed me that you ran there. I thought that meant you were late between meetings. You clarified that you actually jogged there. I knew I could not continue with this any further. I'll take his and mine to go, and an extra order of frites, and a good day to you, sir, played in my mind like a good blooper reel. You sat blinking at the woman barefoot at the Astor Cafe. Thank you so much. I'm going to read one more. This is my final wishes. When I die in some tragic roadside affair, please don't fill the effigy with mylar balloons, wilted roses, teddy bears. Give me fake flowers from the dollar store. A box of wine in a Dixie cup from which you will pour. Smear yourself with body glitter, jewels, and your favorite prom dress. If you have something to say, time to get it off your chest. A blinding neon sign will be just fine, even if it just flashes massage. When it's eulogy time, take tequila and lime and dump the bitch behind the garage. Thank you so much. Thanks, Lucas, for putting this on. Up next is Admiral Fox and/or Dan. Somebody. And they're going to be amazing. So thanks for listening. Cheers.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Dan Somebody, from Admiral Fox. And I don't have any spoken word poetry prepared, I'm sorry, but I've got a lot of songs. Some folks remember way back when life was sweeter than times are now. And I'm told these memories help you carry on when life just tears you down. I ain't got no way back when. No sweet memories of times long gone. Hard times are all I've ever had, and I got no choice but to keep on moving on. Oh, tired of living day to day, I want something to rest my laurels on. But I've never felt truly proud of anything I've ever done. No, 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 no. But there are times when life is beautiful and favor's on my side, and I don't feel like I always have to hide. The comfort of these memories can console me when the world seems harsh and cold, or so I'm told. 'Cause I ain't got no way back when. No sweet memories of times long gone. Hard times are all I've ever had, and I got no choice but to keep on moving on. Oh, there are times when life is beautiful and favor's on my side, and I don't feel like I always have to hide. Yeah. Ooh. Dope. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for having me, Lucas. I'm so proud of you for pumping out all these singles. I remember I used to have to wait like a whole year for a new Lucas Kurmis song to come out, and you've dropped like 3 now, like since the new year. So it's super dope to watch you just dropping all these songs, especially this song, because I fucking love Record Store. I think Record Store is such an amazing song. I've seen you perform it so many times, and I'm just like super stoked that a studio version of it exists. So everyone needs to stick around after me to listen to Lucas's song, because it's sick. As for me, I just recently dropped a record called Winter in Limbo. I'm going to play the title track of it for you right now. Winter was an exercise in trying to stay calm, and I learned so much I would have rather not. Whoa. In this one-sided conversation, my past tries at self-preservation never seemed to want it bad enough. And the new year always sucked, but this was still the worst one yet. And I still don't know what any of it meant. There's lots of ways to kill my time, and I'm mastering them all. Yeah, time is just a gift I never asked for. There's something that I gave away while flattened underneath the weight of losing some imaginary score. While I plucked out every white hair from my sad old stoner's head, I still don't know what any of it meant. I could dissect every choice I made in the garden of my past. Wasted every blunder on my lonely winding path. I could strangle every victory with a vice of old regret, and I still won't know what any of it meant. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We've had a lot of awesome performers already today. Shout out to Eve. I loved your poems. I also loved Kara's poems. It's been a while since I've seen Kara, so it was cool to see her do her thing again. It was also great to see an attempt at being honest. I haven't seen him in a while either, and his set kind of pulverized my heart into liquid. So thanks for just breaking my heart into a million pieces, dude. That was some sad shit, but it was still really, really good. Anyway, this song is called The Heat. Creep as softly as they can. My home's been overrun by police vans. The invasion is complete. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. And it's always the worst trip hound. The only one seeing this shit right now. The other side of a smoky screen can't get to me. Can't get to me. It's been 2 nights and I want this break to be over. I'm so sick and tired of the road. Colonial houses all in rows. I've been a thundercloud all summer. Listen how we lie back in front of my AC. 2 creatures driving in the heat. Still scared of the old windows at the loneliest house I know. Didn't choose to be built there. Didn't choose to be built. Still scared of my mother's voice. Breaks the silence I never trusted. That's all I've heard when I arrive. The ghosts of people who are still alive. And he pushed the tape into the VCR. There was nothing I could say to stop it. I saw baby Daniel trapped inside the television. There was nothing I could do to help him. It's been 2 nights and I want this break to be over. I'm so sick and tired of the road. Colonial houses all in rows. I've been a thundercloud all summer. Listen how we lie back in front of my AC. 2 creatures thriving in the heat. Thank you. Do I sound okay? Or am I like, is my, like my guitar sounds fine? I hope it does. I can't see anything you guys are saying to me, so I don't even know why I'm asking. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep chugging along. We're gonna keep chugging. Here we go. Chug, 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 chug. Oh, I don't even need a capo for this. I know an omen omen when I see one gliding across the forest floor. Cause no disturbance, leave no trace at all. Forest dweller makes a flower crown, discarded my lifelong fear of heights like nothing. Like nothing. I know an omen when I see one, bones of a heron resting place. Why can't the humans leave beautiful things alone? Whoa, whoa, oh. Thank you. I'm going to be playing some finger-picky jobbies for these next few ones. Thought I knew the answer when I was just a boy. I had that dumb resolve that nothing could destroy, no. But I've grown flimsy now as many years have passed. Learned the hard way, yeah, that nothing really lasts perfect like it was in the past. And oh, the injustice of it all. It's been tearing at my soul for way too long, wondering where the hell I went wrong. See what I've become and move on. Whoa. Come around maybe once or twice a year. Plans to the wayside, playing everything by ear, yeah. Late night rendezvous in the backseat of my car. Feelings left unsaid just in case we miss the bar. But you know I never could see that far. And oh, the injustice of it all. It's been tearing at my soul for way too long, wondering where the hell I went wrong. See what I've become and move on. Ooh, things I deprive myself of for reasons vague to me now. How do you like me now? Thought I knew it all when I was just a kid. I never put much thought into the selfish things I did, no. But all that stupid shit is caught up to me now. Made me wanna kick and scream and cuss out loud when I learned what all the fuss was about. And oh, the injustice of it all. It's been tearing at my soul for way too long. Nights I'm still baying at the moon. It can get like this when I'm lonely in my room. It was foolish to assume anything, just where I belong. Wondering where the hell I went wrong. See what I've become and move on. This next one is pretty sad. I haven't played it in a while because it's so sad. But since everyone else is just doing sad stuff, I'm gonna play a sad song. Who's gonna lift my spirit now? Now I've regressed to my natural state. I'm only a person if there's people around, so who's gonna lift my spirit now? Who's gonna help me distract myself? Who's gonna be my excuse for the night? This is around when I start spiraling down, so who's gonna lift my spirit now? I'm so sick of these fucks trying to glamorize the struggle that's been taking up my day-to-day now. My depression's not an art form. Nothing's gonna come of this that's gonna make it all worthwhile. Ooh. Can I trust my senses again? It's a disease, not a means to an end. How am I supposed to wanna be your friend when I've witnessed firsthand all of the shit you spend now? And I'm so sick of these fucks trying to glamorize the struggle that's been getting up my day-to-day now. My depression's not an art form. Nothing's gonna come of this that's gonna make it all worthwhile. Whoa. Who's gonna lift my spirit now? Now I've regressed to my natural state. I'm only a person if there's people around, so who's gonna lift my spirit now? I'm so sick of these fucks trying to glamorize the struggle that's been taking up my day-to-day now. My depression's not an art form. Nothing's gonna come of this that's gonna make it all worthwhile. Whoa. Thank you. Alright, enough of that sad shit. Let's play a happy song. I'm gonna get happy now. Happiness. Snowstorm it arcs out not long before nightfall. The roads are closing down again. The shops are turning off the little lights in their windows to say tonight you stay in your bed. And Marcy knows how to make things better. She's got both her hands in my hair. Close my eyes in the darkness, now I could be anywhere. signs on the corner are telling the people we're living in uncertain times. But I'm staying in the dark because Marcy knows I don't need anything on my mind. And Marcy knows how to make things better. She's got both her hands in my hair. I close my eyes in the darkness, now I could be anywhere. Knows how to make things better. She's got both her hands in my hair. I close my eyes in the darkness, now I could be anywhere. Thanks. This is my last one. I got one song left, and then I am done. But please stick around because Lucas Kurmis is releasing an amazing single called Record Store, and I'm sure he's made quite an amazing show around it. So once again, super proud of you, dude. I'm so happy you're releasing so much music. Makes me really happy. So yeah, stick around for Record Store. This song is an old song. It's one of those old, unreleased songs, you know, that you just never released, if you're me. But I've been really enjoying playing it lately. It's called Miraculous Vision. When I was you, long ago, my paranoid delusions ran the show. And when the going got tough, I didn't go anywhere. I just lashed out in a panic instead. 'Cause it was all in my head, and I just had to wait. Miraculous vision, gonna set me straight. And I've always been one to put my faith in faith. Miraculous vision, gonna set me straight. And if you tried to get through in any meaningful way, I would scoff at any sentiment that you tried to convey, because I didn't quite grasp the true meaning of it until all my past illusions had faded. 'Cause it was all in my head, and I just had to wait. Miraculous vision, gonna set me straight. And I've always been one to put my faith in faith. Miraculous vision, gonna set me straight. It's all too familiar, the place that I'm in. Yeah, times are getting hard, it's like they've always been. And when the going gets tough, I don't go anywhere. I just practice being perfectly still. I'll just have to wait. Miraculous vision, gonna set me straight. And I've always been one to put my faith in fate. Miraculous vision, miraculous vision, miraculous vision. Oh. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Stick around for Lucas. And yeah, thanks for having me, Lucas. Enjoy the rest of your show. Bye.
Thanks, Dan. Quick question: if my sound setup is okay, I'm always a bit paranoid about if it's working. And like, I'm gonna mention a few of these like positive coincidences that have happened tonight. That's the first one that he talks about. Dan was talking about like delusions in the past. You know, that's something that has been sort of a concern for me in the past. Can you hear me all right? I gotta ask the chat and or my fellow compatriots.
You need to raise the camera up just a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Is that good?
It takes a second, I'll tell you.
Cool. Thank you. That's one thing that, you know, you don't get with the live stream. You don't get the immediate feedback, but thank you to the people that said, yes, you can hear me. So, yeah, I'm just going to start right in. This first one is a poem. It's called Death and I Are Best Friends. Death and I are best friends. Sometimes I wish we were exclusive. I've only a few times cheated on Death. Why does he keep teasing me? Death took me on so many adventures. Death helped me jump off a cliff. And see, I still lived. Death is still not getting to me. Yes, Death does wear glasses. How did you guess? He also has tattoos and gauges, and the kinds of things Death would want to show me, and I would want to see. Death smokes Camel Blue blends, has tried so many pills, and smokes weed and other things, and the kinds of things Death would want to show me, and I would want to see. Death seems a bit manipulative. Death seems to know my weaknesses. Death seems to know how this will end. Or maybe it's just me. Death sent me to the hospital, but no, he didn't. I did that. Or they did that. Or the drugs did that. Or it was just mental illness. I can't blame mental illness on anything. I can't blame mental illness on me. I think I've made amends with Death. I don't know if there really is anything to amend. Maybe we were just friends. Silly me. Death was around for winter, but now it's spring, and Death has to leave, like I had to leave. Also in spring, when I went crazy, is he leaving me? Death sends me snaps occasionally. It makes me think of how happy he once made me. It makes me think of how scared he once made me. It makes me think of what I did, know what I did, know what no one did to me. Death and I have kept our distance, but maybe there's still a lingering feeling. Maybe I need to stop thinking about Death. Maybe I need to focus on me. Quick shout out to everyone who's played so far. You all did amazing, and I'm super happy to have you all on. As you notice, I've had some poets and some musicians on, and I'm gonna do a bit of both, because that's me. I do a bit of both. This is a song, it's called This Is a Story. This is a story of a brick wall, impenetrable. This is a story of broken mortar and pastel. This is not a story that ends well. This is a story of a wisp of air blowing softly from me to ear. This is a story of a single cell. This is not a story that ends well. This is a story of a rusted nail. This is a story of a mighty gale. This is a story of the belief in hell. This is not a story that ends well. Nothing fallen, but then again, nothing gained. Maybe we were only ever in each other's way. Maybe I don't really have that much to say. Maybe it's time to stop believing in fate. You were a gateway drug. You were the idea of love. You were a two-handed hug. You are swollen gums. You were the sweet treat that comes before a rot in the teeth. You are the space between cavities. You were a failed project. You were encapsulated regret. You were canceled tickets to Somerset. You are the face of death. You were the trees' fall leaves. You are mold and holes of rotten trees. You are the space between cavities. Alright, that is one of a few videos you can watch on YouTube or stream. Actually, you can't stream this one on Spotify, but you can stream it on Bandcamp and watch it on YouTube. The rest of the set, I'm going to have some just record store tour videos playing as background. And I'm just going to play some songs and do a few poems over it. So hope you enjoy. I am drinking whiskey and Pepsi, which I actually had a whiskey and whiskey sour before, which was close to my drink of choice at concerts before all of this, when concerts were appropriate. So I miss that time, just like Kara was talking about. I miss going to First Ave and ordering a Whiskey 7. Yeah, so just going to play some songs. This is a cover. It's called Unfuck the World by Angel Olsen. 2. I quit my dreaming the moment that I found you. I started dancing just to be around you. Here's to thinking that it all meant so much more. I kept my mouth shut and opened up the door. I wanted nothing but for this to be the end, for this to never be a tight and empty end. If all the trouble in my heart would only mend, I lost my dream, I lost my reasoning again. I have to look out too. I have to save my life. I need some peace of mind. I am the only one now. I am the only one now. I am the only one now. You may not be around. You may not be around. I am the only one now. I am the only one now. I am the only one now. You may not be around. I am the only one now. I am the only one now. I am the only one now. Thanks. Speaking of coincidences, it's both I mean, it's not so much a coincidence that that I would do this, but I'm gonna perform a cover that hopefully you're familiar with. It's a classic cover. Howl. Sorry for breaking the cover of the book. But Eve actually recommended me this book of poems. She had it at a cabin event that we were at together. She's probably asleep by now, and I would not blame her because it's like 2 a.m. for her. Shout out to Eve for performing at midnight, her time, for this. But she recommended me this Howl book of poems, and it's Allen Ginsberg is now my favorite poet, and this is my favorite poem of all time, so I'm going to perform it, and also kind of a cool coincidence that Kara did that performance about beat poetry that was so cool, and that she also was influenced by the beats. She did awesome with her set, and that was probably a highlight for me, was hearing that Passion Pit reference with some beat poetry references too. This is a poem that I just love. It's Howl Part 3, otherwise known as I'm With You in Rockland. It has another name that I don't really remember, and a few other names that I don't really remember, but I wanted to perform this. It's Howl Part 3, as I know it. Carl Solomon. I'm with you in Rockland, where you're madder than I am. I'm with you in Rockland, where you must feel very strange. I'm with you in Rockland, where you imitate the shade of my mother. I'm with you in Rockland, where you've murdered your 12 secretaries. I'm with you in Rockland, where you laugh at this invisible humor. I'm with you in Rockland, where we are great writers on the same invisible typewriter. I'm with you in Rockland, where your condition has become serious and is reported on the radio. I'm with you in Rockland, where the faculties of the skull no longer admit the worms of the senses. I'm with you in Rockland, where you drink the tea of the breasts of the spinsters in Utica. I'm with you in Rockland, where you pun on the bodies of your nurses, the harpies of the Bronx. I'm with you in Rockland, where you scream in a straitjacket that you're losing the game of the actual ping-pong of the abyss. I'm with you in Rockland, where you bang on the catatonic piano. The soul is innocent and immortal. It should never die ungodly in an armed madhouse. I'm with you in Rockland, where 50 more shocks will never return your soul to its body again from its pilgrimage to a cross in the void. I'm with you in Rockland, where you accuse your doctors of insanity and plot the Hebrew socialist resolution against the fascist national Golgotha. I'm with you in Rockland, where you split the heavens of Long Island and resurrect your living human Jesus from the superhuman tomb. I'm with you in Rockland, where 25,000 mad comrades all together singing the final stanzas of the Internationale. I'm with you in Rockland, where we hug and kiss the United States under our bedsheets, the United States that coughs all night and won't let us sleep. I'm with you in Rockland, where we wake up electrified out of the coma by our own souls, airplanes roaring over the roof. They've come to drop angelic bombs. The hospital illuminates itself. Imaginary walls collapse. Oh, skinny legions, run outside. Oh, starry spangled shock of mercy, the eternal war is here. Oh, victory, forget your underwear, we're free. I'm with you in Rockland. In my dreams, you walk dripping from a sea journey on the highway across America in tears to the door of my cottage in the western night. So this isn't so much a strange coincidence as it is just a reminder. The heat reminded me of just the people that are suffering in Texas right now, especially the poor and the homeless. They say that voting is the most powerful thing you can do, but I think your money is powerful too. So if anyone has some money to spare, I know this isn't a charity event, but if you could look into mutual aid in Texas, I think that would be a good use. I'm going to do a poem. Oh wait, no, I'm going to do a song first. It's called Icarus. Speaking of strange coincidences, a strange coincidence tonight is I didn't actually know Eve had written poems about Icarus. I picked up 2 Icarus references at least. There may have been more that I missed, so sorry. But I actually have my own song about Icarus, and I thought I'd perform it tonight. So I had no idea, but yeah, I thought I'd perform it. He would try to make himself fly, never was in flight. He would try to make himself cry, never tried to be alright. No tongue, no skin, No touch, no lust, no sin. No woman, no man, no anything. No heart showing, all secrets kept within. You shut me out, I'll shut me in. He never settled on anyone, only reaching for the sun. No wings and nowhere to run. He never got burnt, he never learned. Never scorched but always felt scorned. He always wanted more than he ever asked for. He never got more. He never got more, he never got more, he never got more, he never got anything he wanted, anything he really wanted. I want you, 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 He would try to make himself cry. Never was in flight. He would try to make himself cry. Never tried to be alright. So maybe he never got what he wanted. But maybe he only wanted pain. Well, surely I'm not him. Surely I won't cheat myself again. He would try to make himself fly. Never was in flight. He would try to make himself cry. ever tried to be alright. I could try to make myself cry, but I will be alright. Thank you. Another strange coincidence. Tyler, an attempt at being honest, was mentioning like birds. He was talking about finches, but I have a poem about crows that I was gonna sing that I didn't know that Tyler was gonna sing about birds either. And flying, which has been kind of a motif in my past writing. So it's interesting that he was also talking about birds. That song was kind of about flying too, and this poem is about birds, and also about death, which I think a few people have mentioned. But this poem is called "Caw Caw." The crows around campus, do they know me? Do they remember me? Do they know my scent? Do I smell like death? A cacophony of caws greets me at the flats. Birds had a meaning once. Aren't crows an omen? Or are they my friends? Excited to see me, reminded of the past, of popcorn kernels on the grass, for the contact buzz, singing back the songs I sang out of Kaufman windows and under bridges. Do I remind them of him? Or just nothing again, nothing to do with me, migration season, something else? Or maybe the cause are for someone else. John Berryman, the sorority sister in 2015, countless others I didn't mention, myself in a nearby dimension. I still left after not much time. The cause didn't sound welcoming, and I had other places to be. I see the hospital eclipsing the sunset as I leave. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who's been watching also. I appreciate it. Like everyone's been saying, I super miss the live atmosphere. I miss doing shows, but this has been something to look forward to in a time where there's less to look forward to, I guess. I'm glad that we have the advent of the internet to do something like this. I'm going to do a cover. This is a Mal Blum song. And they've been a huge influence of mine in the past, so I would highly recommend checking them out. This one's called Overseas Now. Bathroom on your hands and on your knees, wearing latex gloves that you clean the bathroom on your hands and on your knees, wearing latex gloves that you borrowed from her. I don't know what you think you're doing, but you're doing it for free. Do you know even what you're doing anymore? And I know it's not my business, and I know it's not my right, but the expression on your face looks so awkward and contrived. And I know it's not my business, and I know it's not my right, and I don't know what to call it, but wouldn't call it over. I'm a rising star, I'm a sinking ship. You're a work of art, something delicate. You're my mother's son, no, you're my favorite song. I'm the things you hide when you turn the lights back on. I'm a 1 or 2 or a 3-page explanation. You're a getaway vacation that I'd hope would bring salvation. It did not, and it's killing me. You were the only person who could understand the things I'd think inside my head, and somehow you forgot. Audrey Hepburn's just to make Paul Vergex, and I picked up all the paychecks, but I never called them back. And I guess I wasn't fooling anybody, but I never knew myself as well as I knew how to act. And I know it's not my business, and I know it's not my right, but you crawl into my bed in the middle of the night. And you ask me not to leave you, but you don't ask me to stay. And I never can say no when you look at me like that. I'm a rising star, I'm a sinking ship. You're a work of art, something delicate. You're my mother's son, no, you're my favorite song. I'm the things you hide when you turn the lights back on. I'm a 1 or 2 or a 3-page explanation that you wouldn't take the time to give to anyone at all. I'm a 1 or 2 or a 3-page explanation that you never took the time to give to anyone at all. Are you overseas now with the drugs and all the men? Or are you dead? Or hiding in your loft behind your papers and your pens? Just how we met, I never did believe a word they said. The bluest blues, the reddest reds, I never did believe a word they said. They made it up, even the end. How much longer do I have to do this dance? Do I really have to hold that stance for that long? This isn't how I move naturally. You got the right tune and you got the right room, but I don't think you got the right key. This isn't about me. This isn't smart, cute, or funny. Broken strings are still tied to me, and it's harder to play guitar with broken strings. I keep on asking if we're almost done, and you keep on telling me just one more, just one more, just one more. Just one more, 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 just one more. I think you're wrong. Let me just fix my glasses real quick. You're leading me into abyss after abyss after abyss, after stolen kiss, after landmine, mile high Valentine, after monologue, dialogue, sidebar, after my dance, after your guitar, I hide, I hang, you smile, you play guitar so sweet it sweeps me off my feet. Sometimes, but it feels like defeat when I'm not dancing to my own songs. Yeah, that one is not out yet, but I think it's going to be out pretty soon. Thank you to Dan for just shouting me out and saying about my songs on Spotify. Yeah, I got 3 out on Spotify since New Year's, and that one we're gonna keep the train going. So hopefully that one will be out soon. I have more to come. I know I've been saying that for like 3 years now, but like really the train is running now, and that's gonna be one of the new ones. All right, I have 2 more songs and a poem in between. So this is that was our quota for happy songs ish, or happy seeming songs, I guess, uplifting, upbeat songs. We're back to sad songs, so this is one of them. It's called Not Yet, or this one's called Askew is the running title, but Dan played a few coincidences with Dan that I'm gonna notice. I almost like messed up my glasses, which I super miss playing with Dan. You're Just Like a Sparrow, and my glasses falling right off my face, and then also just Askew being my unreleased song that I don't know when it will be released, but you get to hear it tonight. I wanna feel more, that is to say, I wanna feel at least I wanna feel sparks when I'm with you. I want you to feel it too. wanna be in love. I wanna be in love. But that doesn't just happen. And what do you do when kissing makes you feel askew? I wanna get close to you, I do. But there's not a lot for you to get close to. Alright, this is a poem. I'm gonna reposition the mic a little bit. It's called Not Yet. I swooned over someone who bought me a pack of cigarettes. You bought me a carton. A whole fucking carton. Imagine that. And you know what? I smoked it. You installed me blinds and we fucked that night with the blinds down. The next day they completely fell. I blame myself. I was just messing around with the strings. You bought me flowers that I forgot to water. They're not dead yet. And now I'm crying in my car when you said I love you. Oh my God, you said I love you not 24 hours before. I didn't say it back, of course. My voice was too hoarse. My skin was too thick. On it were oodles of sweat. My lips still sealed shut. I'm sorry, I just can't not think of the hospital when someone says I love you. I can't not think of hang-ups that have hung me up to dry, crushes that have crushed me, or daydreams that have turned into nightmares. Trust me when I say it's a me thing. Believe me when I say I am happy to see you. Understand me when I say I am happy to call you my boyfriend to my friends. And listen to me when I say I want to see you again. This is more than fun, but it's not love. I can't call it that. Not yet. Alright, so we're in the final throws, and I wanted to get out any shout-outs that I just want to make sure that I get out while you're watching. Shout out first to Walt for making an amazing music video for the song. Shout out to everyone who performed before me. I think you all did awesome in your own way. Shout out to my boyfriend Jess for helping me with the videos and putting up with listening to me singing all these anti-romantic songs right after Valentine's Day. I do love you. I love you, Jess.
Love you too, man.
So this is the last one. It's called Record Store. It's another anti-romantic song, and you can check it out on Spotify, Bandcamp, YouTube. There's an awesome music video by Walt Smits. That was my first music video I had somebody else do, and he did awesome. So yeah, I'm going to take a quick swig. And thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. These live streams have been a solace in a time of isolation, I guess. I saw you for the first time at the record store. I could tell you were new because you didn't know how to ring up my coupon. I said, "Don't sweat it, man." And you said, "You know what? This one's on me." Great album anyways. I was shocked. We talked for a while and we really seemed to click. I felt like we were really hitting it off when I made my first slight move. I complimented your glasses. You were a little put off. You changed the subject until the next customer came. You immediately focused your energy on this other customer. And I know that you don't like me, but I know that I just like to see you smile. I quickly became a regular at the record store, doubling my collection. You gave me recommendations every time I came into the store. It got to the point where I wouldn't even have an album in mind. I'd just wait for your recommendation. And I know that you're not into me, but when you're in the vicinity, I smile. I didn't buy anything the last time I went to the record store. I just walked out and left my records on the counter. I couldn't stand you that day. I don't understand. You've been so nice to me. You seem to like my company. But how could you say something so hateful? And maybe this animosity will not become atrocity this time. I didn't buy anything the last time I went to the record store. I just walked out and left my records on the counter. I couldn't stand you that day. I don't understand. You've been so nice to me. You seem to like my company. How could you say something so hateful? And maybe this animosity will not become atrocity this time. I've been avoiding the record store for a while now. Records aren't worth dealing with you. But I noticed you sent me a message online. You apologized and said you wanted to meet with me. We met at your place. We talked for a while. I'm still upset. But you managed to make me smile. And I still think you don't like me. But I think you also like to see me smile. But I thought I had a chance when you bought me a pack of cigarettes. And I thought I had a chance when you accepted my friend request. And I thought I had a chance when you told me to kiss someone of the same sex. But I think I know now that I never had a chance. I saw you today at the record store. You were talking to this other woman. I could tell you were really into her. You were giving her all the signals. Eye contact, body language. The way your face lit up when she would tell you a joke. And she handed you something. I couldn't quite see what it was. You walk up to me with the most elated expression on your face. She totally gave me her number. I'm happy for you, man. You deserve it. And I know that you don't like me, but I know that I just like to see you smile. Show me your smile. Alright, thanks again for everyone who tuned in, everyone who played. You all did awesome. Yeah, check this out if you're watching. It's I think it's pretty good. Check me out on Spotify too. You can follow me, just Lucas Kurmis. And check out everyone else. Eve on WordPress. Kara, she's got her own site. I think it's Kara Moral Yoga. Check Dan out. He's got his own site at Admiral Fox. And check out An Attempt at Being Honest. He has his own Facebook page. It's all on the event page. So check out everyone. Seriously. And check this out too. Thanks.